Happy new moon in Cancer today, everybody. It is June 23rd, 2017, and tonight at 10:30 p.m. we will be looking at a new moon. I'm Dee at Aloha Astro. When you go to my site, a pop-up will show for entering to win a free reading. If you are already on my newsletter mailing list, you are already entered and you don't need to fill this out. If you are interested in being in the drawing to win a free reading, the drawing will next be held on the full moon, July 9th, and then I will be choosing a winner through random selection. So head on over there or just come visit me. There I am. Now I can close that one up, and let's take a look at what else we've got going on. So this new moon is occurring at 2 degrees Cancer, 2 degrees 47 minutes. I like to look at the Sabian symbols because there's usually something there on the spiritual and emotional level to be gained by studying the Sabian symbol of the moon. And generally we round up when looking for what the symbol will be. So Cancer at 3 degrees. A man bundled in fur leads a shaggy deer. The need to overcome stagnation and cold during trial of endurance. This rather enigmatic symbol has suggested an exploration in Arctic regions, but it seems more relevant to see in it simply the difficult phase imposed by the new allegiance upon the reoriented consciousness. In India, the deer was the symbol of Brahma, the creative god. The antlers represent the extension of the mind power located in the head. The new path may lead to cold regions requiring insulation from harsh circumstances. There may even be a desire to escape from new responsibilities. The will leads the mind on toward the spiritual north of the soul. So, a period of trials is implied. The focalized mind may seek to escape its limits by venturing forth toward an idealized goal, the North Star, perhaps. This represents a testing of the will. So, those are some symbols to think upon as we sit here at 3 degrees of Cancer. Cancer is the cardinal water sign, and cardinal means boss-like or leader-like. Initiating, ordaining. So it is cloaked in the kind of concealed, like the fist in the velvet glove, when it is in the sign of Cancer, because Cancer rules the 4th house of home, family, traditionally mother, also your psychological foundations and the things that you believe. And the water gives it sensitivity, empathy, intuition, and it's a feminine, fruitful sign. So we don't often think of all that feminine energy as being powerful. However, it is incredibly so, and water is one of the strongest forces in nature. Water can wear away at anything, destroy anything over time. So it is a force to be reckoned with, and even though Cancer can appear rather gentle and sympathetic or kind, there is the cardinal or boss-like strength within the energy of Cancer. So I would look at this point in time, where do you need to be a little bit more boss-like? Where do you need to get it together? And that could be getting it together in terms of yourself, just cleaning things up and getting more concerned, more caring about your own life, your own issues, or the world around you and the other people in it. Where do you need to take some charge, some control, but in a way that is basically serving needs or feeding others? Because the words that we associate most with Cancer are the words need and feed. Caring for, being concerned with, symbiosis, how we protect and nurture and care for other people, or how our own needs are being met. So we have not just the new moon going on here. We have recently, in the last few days, we left the Gemini energy behind as the Sun and Mercury stepped out of Gemini, where we were all racing around and juggling multiple things that had many things going on at one time. very high energy, very mental energy. And now we are slowing down a little bit in the water element, where maybe we need to pause, reflect at the new moon, and make that list, or think about the cycle of the month ahead and what we hope to gain, what we intend to do with this very powerful energy. Mars is also nearby, and Mercury and the Sun will soon get a little bit closer to Mars. Mars, of course, is still moving forward, but at a different rate of speed. So the moon during tomorrow will pass over Mars, and that may be a greater call to actual action than today is. So for many of us here, I'm in the Eastern time zone, and my feeling of new beginning might not arrive for me until tomorrow morning when I wake up and I have greater determination to put things in motion. So tonight I will be focusing on, well, what do I want to begin? What do I want to start? And what house does this sit in my own chart? And I know for me, this has to do with my second house of money and personal values. Now, you would be able to determine your house if you know your rising sign by looking off to your rising sign. It'll always be where it says AC off to the left, and then following around until you find the symbol for Cancer, and then looking to the center of the chart. Let me bring up another chart for the actual moment of the new moon tonight, here where I am, which gives me an ascendant of 29 degrees of Capricorn. Now, if you're somewhere else, you're not going to get that same ascendant, but the patterns of energy here, the aspect patterns between planets, are the same for us all. We're all feeling these squares, these trines, these sextiles, the quincunx, the oppositions. This is having an effect on society as a whole. How it affects you individually has to do with where are these current planets sitting or transiting through your own natal chart. So I'm available for consultations if you want to take a look at your month ahead, or if you've never looked at your chart before. And you can find me at my site, alohaastro.com. Or if you know enough about your rising sign and astrology, just count around on the houses are numbered on the inside of the chart wheel, and just count around until you find where Cancer sits in your own chart, and then read up somewhere on what that house means to you. And there are a lot of good basic resources online for learning about the houses in the chart. So that can help you know where your new moon is taking you in the month ahead. So this is another view. Over here we were at Planet Watcher, and what I like about Planet Watcher is that I can change, our day, month, year. I can look ahead, I can look backward, and the stronger an aspect is, the more it is applying, the deeper or brighter the color will be, and as it is fading or diminishing and no longer as strong an aspect, the color will fade. So here we see some squares in here and an opposition between the Sun and Saturn, but they're fading. When we go and look at basically the same transiting planets over at a chart using astro.com, we see those squares are pretty dark. We can actually see them much darker. So just so it's easier to look at this chart for us where we can see the colors more deeply, we do have this cardinal cluster here, these 4 planets all together in a T-square, and they are involving Pluto in Capricorn, and we also have Saturn right now, both these planets retrograding, and the T-square involves Jupiter in Libra. This can be a real battle of wills, and I what I feel about the Pluto retrograde is that things might not go to our liking right now, and that if we want to actually have change and transformation through Uranus and Pluto, then it is going to require holding fast, being very strong, because of these planets here in Cancer making an opposition to Saturn. Don't let go. Don't give up. Just keep persisting, keep at it, and no matter how negative something might appear right now, don't base your future, don't look at your future based on your present right now. Hold that picture, or even your past. Hold the picture of what you want to be seeing. And that is one thing that this quincunx here between Jupiter and Neptune would also be advising. Hold that highest ideal. Think of the best of people or situations. And this pattern here with Neptune, Pluto, and Venus also indicates that if we inject a little bit of love and persistence and endurance, things may definitely take a turn for the better. Also, we have a little triangular pattern here with Venus as well, Venus to Neptune, and the cluster of these Cancer planets. So, love, care, concern, take care of the tribe, look to the family. Specifically, these signs here, Taurus and Cancer, they have a lot to do with taking care and making sure everybody is protected, safe, fed, clothed, happy, warm, all of those things. So take care of the simple pleasures, the simple comforts, and the basic needs. Look toward those things first. Protect and be of service and show concern for others. And whatever might be bigger or more challenging or more difficult out there in the world, lead a life that you would like others to follow by your example, and hold on to the high thoughts and keep the high road. And changes can come about for the better. Venus making a trine to Pluto and sextiling Neptune, and Neptune sextiling Pluto. This is a very good protective influence in general, that things can get better, that we can persist, and that life can improve. And the same thing in this pattern here. Don't let go of your dream. Don't stop believing that things can be good. And then persistently, like that steady stream of water, keep carving yourself your little niche in life or your path, following the perseverance, and be gentle, be kind. So I think that's it. Happy new moon, everybody. And again, I will be talking to you at the full moon around July the 9th. In the meantime, have a very safe and happy Independence Day if you are here in the U.S. celebrating it. All right.